our next step in getting our foundation on horses. And to me, this is the cornerstone of what I do here. In order for me to work and make a safe, reliable trail horse, one of the main number one things these horses got to do is flex. When I talk about flex, I want their feet to stand still. I want this head to come around and touch its side on both sides. And I want to do it with the least amount of pressure possible. Now, we done this yesterday for the first time. We're going to see how she learns and retains stuff. So I'm just going to pick her up here. And you know, some of these colts, you'll teach them something and you'll come back the next day and you think, did I teach that yesterday or not? Because they act like they've never done it before. There you go. That's your side. Good girl. Now notice, I didn't get a hold of this and just pull it. And the reason for it is, if I use that much pressure the first time, it's going to take that much pressure for the rest of my damn life. So what I want to use is the least amount of pressure as I can, and make this so light that it comes back here, and that I can get her to touch her side with just 2 fingers. You know. Come on, girl. There it is. Very good. There it is. Very good. And notice all the pressure that I've got here. It's my index finger and my thumb. And this here is day 2 of her training, of her foundation training. You know, you take a mare this old, or at this age, not going to turn 2 until March. Folks, you get a foundation on these horses like you're supposed to, like they need to have, and get them really good at it. Getting on them and riding them is not going to be nothing, because you're darn near going to have them broke before it ever happens. The stuff that we're doing here on this foundation work is the exact same thing you would do as if you was going to ride her here in an hour or 2 when you got done with all this. It's the exact same thing. The work that I'm doing here right now, and a lot of you that follow us on our Facebook page and even on our YouTube channel, there's a video there of me with a black and white mare, a 9-year-old mare. And it was one of those days I was having nothing but trouble, and the mare had been giving me trouble ever since I started the groundwork on her. And I somewhat went off on my rant. And the reason I went off on my rant is, you see this filly right here? That mare was 9 years old, being ridden, and did not have the simplest things that I'm doing to this filly right now. And that's why I get so aggravated when people call and we have a 3-4-year-old horse for sale, you know, because they'll say, no, I don't want one that young, I want one older. You're watching something here, folks. These 3s and 4-year-olds, even 2-year-olds, that Joy and I sell are better broke than any 9-10-year-old filly you'll ever find. Any 9 or 10-year-old horse, I'll put my 3 and 4-year-olds up against any of them. They're better broke. They're softer. They have 10 times the foundation on them. For those of you that know me, I'm just kind of simple. If it's on my mind, I say it. I've made a living starting colts my whole life. My adult life, being in the horse business, it was all about starting 2-year-olds. And I'm here to tell every one of you, if you've got a 2-year-old and you're planning on taking that thing somewhere and getting it broke, you better be careful. Because I cannot hardly think of one person I would recommend. I've got one guy I would recommend. Other than that, you're on your own. And the main reason I say that is because these guys that are starting these colts do not take the time and do what I'm doing right here. They do not take the time and do what it takes to make a solid horse. They don't do it. I'm telling you they don't do it. And I know a bunch of them. And I don't know how it is in your area, because there's people watching this scattered all over the United States. But from what I hear traveling the country, it's the same story every time. We were in Alabama this weekend and had a girl from Alabama, or from Tennessee, talking to me. And she had a coming 2-year-old that she's wanting to get started next spring, wanting me to recommend. We just had somebody else send us a message, didn't we, Joy? Wanting us to recommend of a place to go buy a horse. I would be scared to death to recommend a place for anybody to go buy a horse. And the reason for it is, I'm not saying we're the only place in the world to come buy your horse, because we're not. But I know what our horses are, and I know what their horses are. So you're just going to have to watch what you're doing. Go ride them horses. And if you can't walk up to that horse before you get on it, that you're trying out to buy, and you sit here with your finger and your thumb and you're in, and do that right there, if you can't do that, then what does that tell you? That tells you your horse has no foundation on him. That tells you your horse is stiff. Your horse is resistant. That's what that tells you. He has resistance throughout his entire body. He has stiffness throughout his entire body. I guarantee you when you get on him, you're going to feel it. So, that's what I'm trying to tell you. We are letting you in, giving you a valuable insight on how to start a horse. What we're giving you is something that's very valuable, and we're giving it to you. But anyway, get your horses flexing. We'll catch you on the next one.